Okay, here we go. We are live, and it is October 25th, 2017, and we are ready to answer a bunch of questions on detoxification. Once again, this is not medical advice. It's all about returning to nature, returning to our natural diet so we can clean our bodies, clean the sewer system, the lymphatic system. You guys all know the drill, so I won't go too much into it. But anyways, it's very, very hot here in Ventura. I think we reached 102 today, which is really, I've never seen it this hot here. So this is really, because we're right by the beach, so this is crazy. But I'm going to roll up my sleeves because it is still warm even though the sun has gone down. So I think we're breaking the heat wave tomorrow. So anyway, sweating is good. Speaking of sweating, it's one of the main channels of elimination. We have the skin is called the third kidney, and the kidneys are where this sewage is filtered out of the lymphatic system. And so getting the kidneys to filter is a major area of elimination. Getting the bowels to work properly is another major area of elimination. And getting the skin sweating is the third major area. And of course, the breath too. But those are things, if you are dealing with some issue, or if you just want to cleanse the body, it's really simple. You want to just open up all the channels of elimination because you want to get acids and toxins out of the body. And then it makes a whole lot of sense that you don't want to put acids and toxins back in the body. Unfortunately, we're not, we're kept in the dark. Maybe not even, it's not really a conspiracy or anything like that. It's just, a lot of these companies, these food companies are a for-profit business. So anyways, a lot of the food that's processed, a lot of food at the supermarket is acid forming to the body. So why would you want to do a lot of cleaning of the body and still put in acid-forming foods into the body? It just doesn't make any sense. Or things that are toxic and things that gum up your system so you can't clear it out. So this all just makes a whole lot of sense once you understand just the basic principles of it. We want to restore an alkaline balance to the body. We want to get rid of the acids and toxins. It's really that simple, because when the body is acidic, basically the lymphatic system, which is a slow-moving river, gets even slower and even stops. And because acids, acids dry things out. So that's why we don't like acids. We like things to be in an alkaline balance. So, anyways, that's kind of it in a nutshell. So I'm sweating right now. This is great. I'm actually releasing things. Wonderful. So we love the sweat. But anyway, so I'm going to dive right into questions because I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard my spiel over and over again. So we're just going to get busy here and try to answer as many questions as possible. We get a lot of people asking some really good questions here. So I'm going to dive right in. We got Susie Snowflake right off the bat. She's back. Thank you, Susie. You're always showing up. I love it. So she says hi to everybody. We got CCB. Creep Central Broadcast. Hi, all. Welcome back, CCB. We got the Vegan Renegade back. Hi, Mark. I'm asking a question for someone. They have depression and bipolar disorder. Why is this, and how can she fix it? Well, yeah, so I just believe that these are glandular imbalances, mostly dealing with the adrenal glands, the parathyroid gland, especially for depression, and the thyroid. So those three glands have, they've got to remain in balance, especially with calcium. The parathyroid gland is where calcium is utilized. So if you have low calcium levels, and I've said this over and over again, postpartum depression that women have after giving birth, which my mom had too, because she had two babies right in a row. My brother's 17 months older than me, and she got the depression after me because my brother sucked calcium out of her as she was making him, and then I sucked the calcium out of her as she was making me, and then she just didn't have a strong enough parathyroid to put it back, so she went into a depression. So, this is calcium is very much tied to it, and emotions are very much tied to the adrenal glands. Okay, and the thyroid is actually involved in calcium utilization as well with I forget the name of the steroid that it makes or the hormone. But anyway, so those three glands. Now, the thing is, is that also you have a pituitary gland that could be involved as well, and that is the master gland that controls all of them. So you got to look at all those glands right there and balance them. But how do you balance glands out? We don't have to be, let the intelligent forces do the work. We don't have to be so intelligent. We just have to approach it like this. Hey, why don't I start putting in the foods that are designed for my body, mostly fruits and tender leafy greens, and why don't I make that the predominance of my diet so I don't create acids, and why don't I get the acids and mucus and pus out of my body, including the glands, so they can function properly. The body's designed to self-heal. It's designed to do wonderful things and rebalancing itself and all that. And it's actually regenerating itself all the time. So if we can get out of the way by removing the obstructions that we put in, the cause and effect, okay, we are the cause. If we take responsibility for being the cause, then we can do something about it. But if we give up our power and we say, well, it's not my fault, it's because of this and that, if we give our power away, okay, to the medical matrix, if you will, or to someone else, okay, or just throw it out there like, oh, well, I just got unlucky. This is my karma. I'm just unlucky. Whatever. Take responsibility. Know that you can take charge. You can start aligning yourself back with the powers of nature. You can take control of this and just get the body cleaned out so it can do its work. We just want to get out of the way. This is all about just getting out of the way. How do we do that? We got to just learn a little bit about detoxification. It's not difficult. It's really, really simple. And we use the assistance of herbs. We do some physical things too to help out. So if I had these things, I would go on a major detox program. I would get the kidneys opened up so it filters the lymph system. I get on some herbs to pull on that lymph system to get it moving again. I would really work on the GI tract. The GI tract is very much involved in the production of a lot of chemicals that affect our well-being. So that's another area that we really need to work on. And everybody is just got a horrific GI tract. If they were like me growing up eating, my idea of fruit was Fruit Loops and Tang for breakfast. So, anyways, I've had to do a lot of work. I'm continuing to do a lot of work. Am I perfect? No, but I continue to do rounds of really deep cleansing and rebuilding. I know I still have a lot of work to do on my bowels, especially. So this is a lifestyle change. It's not an overnight thing. A lot of great things come in very quickly, though, but it really is a lifestyle change. So, anyways. So detox, get the fungus out of you, candida, and the sulfur out of you by cleaning up the bowels, especially by detoxifying, getting on some anti-parasite formulas. This has a lot of effect on the moods and things like that as well. You want to get up into the brain and clean that out. Get all the pus and mucus out of the brain. A lot of mental functions happen in the brain. Very complex, way beyond our understanding. So why not just clean it out? And there are a lot of thought patterns obviously in the brain, so let's get in there and clean that out. And do some work on yourself too, emotionally and spiritually, and then ask for the healing too. There's a lot of things we can do, things like that, take control. I guess Vegan Renegade, it's basically, your friend has the power to create anything, including, through his or her innocence to create these obstructions, but also to create restore the body back to its perfection. So the forces, these amazing forces all around us can get back and work and restore that body. Okay? Hope that helps. Jeannie, hi, Mark and everyone. Hi, Jeannie. Welcome back again. Thank you. What a heat wave is going on. We have cooled off here, but we did not get as hot as Southern California. Where are you at? Because, we're I think it cools off tomorrow. But, we had 2 back-to-back triple-digit days. So, it was absolutely amazing. I did get to surf today, and the water was really super cold. We had a lot of wind, so there's an upwelling. It was probably below 60, or maybe around 60 degrees, and then the air temperature was 100, so it was quite a difference. But anyways, CCB. Mark, thank you so much for these live streams. You bet. It's such a gift to the community. Thank you. Thanks for saying, yeah, thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Spread the word. Let's keep them going. We got Nancy. Hi, everybody. Hey, Nancy. Vegan Renegade. Oh, I was wondering about Dr. Morse Level 1 course for $500. What does it mean to be certified? Well, it's just it's an intense training. So, so you can understand this fully. So you can help yourself, your friends, and your family, or do what I do. Just start helping people. There's plenty of people that need your help. Everybody that has any inclination to do the certification, I highly recommend it. It's just great knowledge, even if you use it professionally or not. It's just fantastic knowledge. It drives home a lot of these things I talk about. And you'll get the DVDs with Dr. Morse talking, as only Dr. Morse can teach this, because he has just the experience, the depth, and it's his vision, really, in so many ways. So he's the real deal. So he's kind of our guru, but you can be someone else's guru if you learn this. Okay, so yeah, it just means that you have completed the course and that you have attained a level of proficiency where you can help yourself and help others. That's what it means. Gives people confidence to see that you've been certified too. Okay, so we got Kathy Harrison. Hi, Mark. How do you remove inflammation from the roof of the mouth from a dental procedure? Okay, so, if we're trying to remove inflammation specifically, we always want, we never go after something just by itself. That's not how this works. So we do basically the Fab Four. Okay, so kidneys, lymph, GI tract, and glands. Okay, we get herbs to detox that. We get on the high fruit diet, and then we do the parasite cleanse and we do the liver cleanse, and then if you want to get specifically into that, you can make a tea of Dr. Morse's Heal All Tea, Giovanna's Detox Tea, or a lymphatic formula. Something to pull, something that's astringent that will pull and move lymph in that area. Okay. You could do some things to reduce inflammation if it's something very, very acute. Just ice. Cool it down with some ice. Maybe make a little tea out of turmeric or something like that, an anti-inflammatory herb like that, just to do that specifically. But if it's very specific right now, just use some ice. Ice is great to take inflammation down. Okay, and turmeric you can find at the store, and it's an anti-inflammatory. Okay, but if it's something that's really bugging you and chronic and all that, you got to move the lymph out of there. And so we can alkalize, okay? We got Dean Hendricks. Hi, Mark. My friend told me about you. Hasn't been able to get on live. She has a question she asked me to relate to you. So here it is. Okay, so let me skip ahead to that, and I'll go back to you guys. Hold on one sec. Someone I knew recently passed. So lately, I can't quit fearing death and just the scariness of the unknown about death. Constantly freaking myself out when I die. I'll be alone, all by myself, in a... Oh, hold on. Yeah, we're skipping over some more here. In a black void. Help, Mark. I can't live this way. I'm only 22. Well, I can give you my spiritual viewpoints on that. Real quickly without going into it. We're all eternal beings. These are just temporary bodies that we're inhabiting due to our choice. We made a choice to do this. It's kind of... It's not who we truly are. We feel limited. These bodies limit us spiritually. In our minds only. We're unlimited spiritually. But anyway, they just limit us. So when you die, there's nothing that really happens. You just wake up from this dream, and then you go into another. And I believe it depends on your karma if you come back here or not to keep doing your work. So, but that's another issue. So, if you have an overwhelming anxiety like this, it could be a spiritual crisis on top of work on those adrenal glands. If we're just going to talk about the physical body, work on those adrenal glands. A lot of that's tied to weak adrenals. If you have low blood pressures, if you're lethargic, if you're acidic, if you got a lot of things going on, inflammations going on, just a lot of so-called diseases going on, I guarantee it, your adrenals are down. Get those kidneys filtering. Get on a detox. Balance out those glands. A lot of emotions sit in those glands. Those glands are in alignment with what the East calls chakras. it's amazing how they align up with the chakras of the body. So they knew about this stuff thousands and thousands of years ago. So balance out those glands, okay? And just, read some wonderful spiritual materials, I was going to show you the Course in Miracles book, but I'm not going to get specific. There's so many great teachings, you guys. I'm just doing the Course in Miracles right now. It's a beautiful teaching about this very fact that we're eternal souls. So, but there's many, I'm what they call a temple hopper. So there's many spiritual, ideas or followings that you can follow that really all say the same thing. At the highest level, we're eternal beings of incredible power and beauty, and so this sort of earthly existence is very finite and limited and ruled by our egoic minds, which makes us feel separate and alone down here, and meaningless and purposeless and all that, and kind of. Yeah, so we'll do some more spiritual talks. I could go on and on about that, but so good luck to you. Yeah, read some positive things. Turn off the television, read some positive things, and get out of this mindset. And don't watch Woody Allen movies because he has the same problem. Okay? All right. So just know you're eternal. And know that you come from a field of pure love, too. This is the really beautiful thing. You come from a field of pure love. That you will never be lonely. When you snap out of this illusion, you will go into you'll never be lonely again. Okay? So just know that. Okay, all right, so, hold on. Okay, so, lady, just call you lady. What could be causing difficulty in swallowing food? Well, inflammation in the throat area, do you still have your tonsils? A lot of people without tonsils get a lot of inflammation in here. You could have, some thyroid swelling, start of a goiter, and inflammation is acidosis, okay? So you're acidic, you need to alkalize that. Get on a basic detox. You can do things like castor oil packs on the neck area to take that swelling down, but it sounds like it's inflammation, okay? You could, it could be neurological too. The nerves need to actually, as a peristaltic action, that could be from weak adrenals, it could be from a pinched nerve, things like that, nerve damage. Many things can cause that. Give me a little more information, okay? We got Omega 2000, 200,000. Hello, Mark. I've started raw foods within the last 3 months. Fantastic. I've lost a lot of weight, 140 to 115. That sounds like a good thing. High on fruit and still losing weight. Family is freaking out. How long to gain it? Okay, so what happened to me, and it happens to a lot of people, is that you lose in the beginning as you get on this wonderful diet, anti-inflammatory diet. The body starts dropping water, it starts dropping toxins, so you don't need all that fat and water to buffer those toxins and acids. So you start losing. What happened with me is that I lost, a lot of weight, and then I got real skinny. Everybody was freaking out, and then I stabilized and started going back up again. Now I hover between 182, 185, which is a perfect weight no matter what I do. Even if I'm fasting, even for a little bit, and even if I'm not eating a lot or drinking a lot. So, yeah, that kind of happens. If you get really worried, you got to detox because you may have some, I'm not going to call it mucoid plaque anymore. I'm going to call it black plaque. Mucoid plaque has gotten this bad connotation. We're going to call it black plaque because it comes out as black plaque. So we have this, if you've been eating processed foods, especially processed wheat, you're going to have a plaquing in the GI tract that blocks the absorption of nutrition. So you're thin, and now you've reduced your calories. So maybe it's just not absorbing. You're malabsorbed. So you want to clean that GI tract out big time. Dr. Morse's GI broom is fantastic for that. So you want to do that. So, but keep the calories up as much as you can if you're on high fruit. Eat slowly but surely. Chew your juices. So you want to get the saliva with all those enzymes mixed in with the juices. Don't just guzzle, okay? And just do it in a measured, slow pace, but keep the calories up, okay? And get a hold of me if you're getting worried, okay? And we'll we'll take a look at what's going on. Okay. All right. So CCB asks, Mark, do you have an opinion whether a man or a woman you often need to first lose muscle appearance, and then when you detox enough, build muscle again? Whether as a man you often need to first lose muscle appearance. I don't quite understand the question. Like when you detox, are you going to lose like your build? I don't know about that. I guess. There are vegan and fruitarian bodybuilders that claim that all you need to do is the reps and have enough calories to build the muscle, and you'll build. I mean, look at the fruitarian, gorillas, for instance. I mean, they're huge, they're gigantic, they build plenty of muscle. There's plenty of amino acids in that fruit to help you build. And you can do the green drinks and do the salads and all that to help you build too. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a must that you got to take yourself way down. You probably will lose if you've been on a lot of protein and all those fats and all that. Your body's going to shed a lot of that stuff. So I don't know. That's something you got to kind of do more research on. Okay, is what I feel. All right. So Shamik, hello. So happy to be here with you. Good, Shamik. Happy to have you here. So CCB has a love thing. I hope I answered that question. Okay, yeah. Lots of people are, they're getting away from all the protein powders though, and all that need for protein because it shuts down those kidneys. A lot of these bodybuilders are stiff as a board. I never see them out surfing, because they're too stiff. They can't flow. Who would want to be like that? I don't care if they feel it looks good. Actually, a very lean bodybuilder looks the best. To me, somebody who's just really cut but really lean. And I believe you can achieve those levels doing the fruits and some veggies and staying raw. And yeah, Ian Michael Myers, look him up on YouTube. Ian Michael Myers. AJ, hey Mark. So if infection is stagnant lymph, what do you recommend someone do who has an infection and it is progressing? Herbs, will it stop eventually? This confuses me greatly. Okay, so you have an infection. I don't know where that infection is, whatever. I could help you more. But, what is the other choice? You detoxify, right? And you alkalize, right? And I guess the other choice is you go get a bunch of antibiotics, which I'm not a big fan of myself. So yeah, the herbs, get the lymph moving, get the stagnations out so the body can clean. The body has plenty of things. If you got clean lymph nodes and a semi-clean lymph system, it's got plenty of things to get and kill that stuff, but it's got to get there. So, I believe it was Dr. Schultz was saying, or Dr. Christopher, one of those, was saying that 3 cloves of garlic is equal, I think it's Dr. Christopher, the great herbal healer, was saying that 3 cloves of garlic is equal to 1 dose of penicillin in antibiotic fighting power. But this is a natural herb, so much, much better in my view. And Dr. Christopher is big on using topical things too. So if he had a local infection, he would do the garlic on top and take it internally. So I don't know. I'd have to know more, AJ. Let's find out about that. Okay. So we've got Genevieve. Hi, Mark. Thank you for being live. You bet. Thank you for being alive. Got Claire Sharp. Mark, thanks for the live chat. Is it okay to sauna when blood pressure is around 92 to 60? You're probably going to get dizzy, but just be careful. Don't pass out. But, when you got those low blood pressures, what's going on? What's going on is you got really weak adrenal glands. And you probably, okay, this is a great, thanks for sharing your blood pressure, Claire, because, okay, so 92 over 60, we like 120 over 60, right? So if you said, oh, wow, so kidneys are great at 60, right? That's the lower number, the kidney pressure, the resting pressure, right, before the heart beats. Okay, so then we got 92 on the adrenals, okay? So I use this analogy every time forgive me if you've heard it, but, you go to the fair and you hit that sledgehammer and that thing goes up and rings the bell. Ringing the bell is 120. You're not even getting close at 92. That thing's just leaving the pad in a real lethargic way. It's like a 5-year-old kid hit the thing, okay? So you're really low. You're really, I bet you're just dragging, okay? And it's also bad because you're not making enough neurotransmitters to run the nervous system. You're not making enough antacid steroids to fight the acids that are always in the body. And it's, yeah. So, okay. So now you start getting on a detox. You start doing some herbs for the glands, and you're hitting those adrenals hard, right? And you're doing, adrenal formulas. You're doing licorice root. You're maybe doing some adrenal glandulars, and that pressure starts to rise. Okay, so now let's say you come up 20 points. All right, so now you're 112, which is still low, but now you're up 20 points. Guess what? That kidney number, that lower number, is going to come up too. So that might get to 75 or 80. So that's your real, sometimes low blood pressure is really high blood pressure for the kidney side. So you got to watch that. Get a monitor and watch that, okay? Get them on, I got one wrist one on Amazon.com, or go down to CVS or Rite Aid, one of those places, and watch that blood pressure, okay? Yeah, but you might get dizzy in there, so be careful. But, the saunas are great because it's the third kidney. You're going to be dumping toxins. You're going to be helping those kidneys clear, and helping everything clear, helping all the glands clear of this pus and mucus. So, but get on a detox program and get a hold of me if you need me to help you with some of those herbs, and got to get those adrenals back alive. This is so rampant, you guys. So many people with weak adrenals, burned out, too much stress, too much partying, too much burning the candle at both ends, and just genetics passed down, many issues. Acidosis causing lymphatic stagnation inside all the glands, inside everything in the body. We got Mike. Hey, Mark, you're missing the Dodger game. Now that's dedication. Love you, brother. I was a huge Dodger fan back in the 80s with the Dream Team. With Garvey, Say, Lopes, the Bulldog, Hershiser, Fernando Valenzuela, all that. Yeah, they got a great team again. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I bet they're roasting out there. Oh my gosh. But I'll get the recap. Thanks, man. Keep us posted on the score, okay? Chime in. I know they won last night, so they're on a big roll, man. CCB, question, do you think it may be less successful to do a deep detox if you take it slow and eat most of the time as opposed to diving straight into eat raw most of the time as opposed to diving straight into a detox? You'll be successful, even if you go slow. It's just going to take more time. It just all depends on you, how fast you want to go or how fast you need to go. So learn the levels of detox. I have a video, very popular. It's how to detox using fruit, and it shows you the hierarchy of the fruits. What fruits, like the citruses, are going to be faster at detoxifying you and moving lymph, and what are slower. So, so learn about that. Learn about herbs a little bit too. I have 2 videos there: how to detox using fruit and how to detox with herbs. Watch those too and just learn that. It's very simple. But fast isn't always best. Okay, so just detox is an art. So go as fast as you can. Okay, and want to, and take a break when you need to. Okay. We got him. All right, him. I like it. Hi there, reflections. Currently on day 10 of a grape lemon juice fast. So that's powerful. When you do the grape and lemon juice together, that is top of the mountain powerful. I'm taking herbal capsules as well as tinctures and tea. Was wondering if the capsules are too much digestion for a liquid fast. Well, Gino at the Master Fast thinks so. He doesn't like any kind of powders or capsules going in. He wants it all juices and tinctures, except for the psyllium and the clays, because that doesn't turn on digestion. So he doesn't want to turn on digestion while he's on the fast. So that's up to you, okay? But it will, the powders and the capsules will turn a little bit of digestion on. But it'll just slow you down a little bit, in my view, which isn't so bad sometimes. We got CCB. Question, do you have an opinion on home saunas, either being infrared or another type? Dr. Morse doesn't like infrared, hot or wet or dry only. Infrared is an isolated radiation, basically. Do you have a recommendation for a good brand? I don't. I know that I've been telling a lot of people to just get get one of those $100 ones off of Amazon.com. They're a home sauna. It's a portable thing. They've got good reviews on them, but do your research on that. The best thing to do is have one built at your house of some really good wood that doesn't off-gas, which would be wonderful, but that would be in a perfect world. But look at those ones on Amazon.com. They're between $80 and $100, and they look for the ones that have like 1,000, reviews on them, and they're selling like crazy. But get sweating, especially coming into winter here, just really, really helps. It's a channel of elimination. Just go really deep with that. Get the bowels moving. Get on those bowel formulas. The fruit's going to help you. Enemas will help you. Colonics will help you. Just get everything moving. Get those kidneys filtering. Learn about kidney filtration and keep pounding that. Do some deep breathing work. Go to my website. Type in breath work. Watch the Wim Hof video. Wim, W-I-M-H-O-F-F. Okay, so those 4 things. Major. So AJ, would you mind if I took small, meaningful clips of your live stream to my channel that I think would help people? Absolutely. Take all you want. These are all open source, you guys. Use them well. Kind of like how you do with Dr. Morse. Yeah, I do the same thing with Dr. Morse, and he loves it too. So yeah, we're just about spreading the word. I don't have a copyright on truth. I don't think anybody should be able to copyright truth. All right. This is for our brothers and sisters, for mankind, okay? So why would we want to do that? Spread the word, you guys. You do it, in a good way. Spread this word, okay? Yeah, go for it. CCB, do you think solariums can provide vitamin D without doing a lot of damage? And if so, do you recommend any specifications for a good solarium? I don't know much about them. I would say it's interesting. I live in Southern California, so I don't worry about that. We have some days in December and January it can be 90 degrees. So, especially up in Ojai, which is only 15 minutes away from here. So, I don't know much about them. I would imagine it would be the glass that could block some vitamin D. So, yeah, do your research on that. But you want to get sunlight. Sunlight is, you want to make the natural vitamin D as much as you can. Okay. Terry Lynn, hi Mark. Can you talk a bit about detoxing the head? Do you have any good testimonies to share of people detoxing the head and neck area? Yeah, a lot of people, when I look at their eyes, especially over 40, they've got to do a lot of work in the head. What happens is the bowels haven't been clean and just full of garbage and candida, sulfur, just a lot of lymphatic stagnation in there, in the chronic, where they just go real dark brown, and that makes its way up into the head. So you've got to detox the bowels in order for that head to drain. Now, to get the head to drain, there's upper circulation herbs by Dr. Morse. You can do ear candling. You can do neurolymphatic massage. I have all these, there's videos on how to do this on my website, but you tap lightly right in this area here. There's a lot of lymph nodes here. And you tap along here and up in here, and it gets the head to drain. Also hot and cold showers. You kind of get this accordion effect where you go cold to shrink and then hot to expand. And you're just helping move lymph in that way. So yeah, those are the things you can do to do it. Of course, overall detox, get the kidneys filtering, all that. Get the adrenals up so they make more antacid steroids, things like that. So a lot of people have had a lot of good results from that, and including myself. What you'll start noticing is that all your senses will improve. Your hearing, taste, touch, sight, smell, all that will improve. Your memory will improve. Your short and long-term memory will improve. Your balance equilibrium will improve. Just so many things you can notice. Just your cognition improves, and even your moods improve. So there's so many things. Yeah, I hear just a lot of good things from people that were made aware that they've got a bunch of pus and mucus in their heads. You start getting in your 50s and 60s. you don't want these things, including all the things that are up in the head, like the glaucomas and what they call macular degeneration and cataracts and the hearing loss and all that stuff. That's all just pus and mucus. These aren't diseases in my view. It's just a lymphatic stagnation that's now so dry it's formed like crusty layers over those eyes, with the cataracts and all that. So you got to move. It's a sign you got to move lymph in the head, and and get that out of there. Okay. All right. Z Christine with a nice smile, a sunglass smile. All right. Welcome back. Mark Martin. Hey, Mark, I ate cooked rice, potatoes, and pizza for 3 weeks, and it made my blood pressure go to 135/90. Legs swell up. Oh, my God, you got edema. Doctors say I have an enlarged heart, so I went on a juice fast 2 weeks, and now pressure's still up. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know where you came from. What was your blood pressure before? Are your kidneys filtering? Are you on a detoxification program? Are you working on the bowels? Are you working on the kidneys? Are you working on the glands? Are you moving lymph? I think you know the answer to this question. You got to get the areas of elimination opened up and get this inflammation, this pus and mucus out of the body, this acidosis. Okay. And you ate a bunch of acidic foods. Pizza is like super glue, you guys. Pizza is the worst thing. It's the best tasting damn thing in the world, but it's the worst thing for the body. I mean, it's got the dairy, which the body looks at as like a foreign invader and just hits it with all kinds. It's the most mucus forming thing is dairy. And then you've got that super glue dough that they put a lot of gluten in that pizza dough, so it's real stretchy, right? It's a high gluten dough, and that stuff will just lock you up. And you've got cooked tomatoes, which are one of the most acidic things in the world. So man, you can do damage, guys. When you're detoxing too, and you go on a binge like that, you can actually really hurt yourself. Dr. Bernard, Raymond Bernard, I think it is, supposedly died. He broke a fast after eating cooked potatoes. Got to be really careful. I'm not a perfect eater when I'm not detoxing, but I can tell you that I take it easy. I mean, if I'm curious and I want to have a taste of some Indian food or whatever, or a little bit of pizza, I'm not eating a lot of it because I know it can damage. And I kind of have this little mental calculator goes, I know I can have this many bites and it's not going to affect me. But I know if I go over that, I'm going to wake up in the morning not feeling too good. So I don't like to go there. So, but I do I'm curious. I like the taste of things, but I know my limit. So, please don't binge like that. Get a hold of me if you need some help. But you gotta get back on the program. You had a major reaction to this. Wow. So good luck. Okay. We got Awona. Awona, hi Mark. I am new here. Welcome, Awona. Thank you for sharing your gift. Thank you for coming and sharing yours. I appreciate it. We're all family. We're all together. All of us, all mankind is one. We're here to assist everybody. Could you please advise on how to help my baby heal from eczema? He got it around 6 months old, and is now 10 months. He's on coconut milk, fruit, and veggies. So interesting. God, this has been an eczema day. This is crazy. So the eczema is a sign of acidosis. Okay, it's acid. So what happens is the body is trying to always release acids, right? Through the kidneys, through the bowels, through the skin. All right. So it sounds like the skin is having to do extra work, or the skin is just weak and it can't release these acids. So that now there's being sort of stored there, and now the baby's getting the blowback, the burn from it. So how do we do that? Okay. So we've got to get the baby on a good diet, the coconut milk, fruits and veggies. Dr. Morse, says the babies thrive on fruit. They love the fruit. I don't know what kind of veggies you're doing and all that, but just make sure it's all alkaline food. High fruit and raw. I'd go raw. I wouldn't cook those veggies, and none of those veggies out of the bottle, out of the can, and all that. But just alkalizing foods, the foods that are designed for the baby. But the thing is that babies are just small versions of us. So if you put your baby on herbs, the doses have to be really, really small too. So you got to be careful with that. But they're just like us. Okay, so it's the same thing as anybody. You gotta see where the baby's at. A lot of your genetics and your husband or the father's genetics were passed to that baby, and also your lymphatic system was passed to the baby. How good is your lymphatic system? Because that's what your baby has. So, look at yourself too. But, it's a sign your baby was born with a compromised lymph system, basically, and weak skin. So, this has got to be, it's an acidosis problem. So it's the same as the detoxification issue. But I know that the formulas are really, really mucus forming, these store-bought formulas and things like that. So coconut milk's going to be a lot of protein. I'm not sure the breakdown on coconut milk versus mother's milk, but mother's milk is very, very small amount of protein, 0.7% protein. So coconut milk might be a little too high protein. Go check that out and versus mother's milk. But Dr. Morse says he has some of his grandkids are just thriving on fruit. But, get the baby filtering, get the bowels moving, get the skin cleared. It's the same story for everybody, but got to be careful with the herbs especially. But get a hold of me if you need some help, okay? And blessings to your baby. And, take a look at yourself too, okay? All right, good. Oh, another thing for moms, if you're planning on having kids, get healthy now, because you want to be able to have a nice, clean lymph system that baby is living in. And also you want to have, because the genetics change, it's not written in stone like they want us to believe. There's epigenetics. You change your genetics, very quickly. So, the father and the mother work on yourself, detoxify yourself, get super healthy. So you pass those strong genes to the babies, so they can start off on a good slate there. Okay. CCB question: the Colima board and placing a bucket 2 feet above the level of the toilet is as good or better than a professional handling a colonic? Is it a colonic or just an advanced enema? I don't know. I've never done a Colima board, and I've never done a colonic, so I don't know. I would think a professional would be better, because that's what they do all day long, and they know what they're doing. But it sounds like a Colima board is just it's better than an enema. It's a more advanced enema, basically. It can go deeper, because you're using gravity and things like that. So, do your research on that, but it sounds better. I should look more into the Colima boards. I know Dr. Christopher was really, really a big fan of them. But that sounds amazing when you have it 2 feet above, so you're getting all that gravity and feeding the fluids in, and also slanting on the board. So good. Keep me posted on that, how you're doing with that. But this is good, because see, when we detox, we're moving a lot of toxins and acids. So anything you can do to assist the body in getting this stuff out, is really good. And I don't believe that the body will get used to enemas if you're doing them a bunch when you're detoxing. I just don't believe that. I think it just helps strengthen the body because you're removing toxins and acids out. The bowel tissues become stronger as they cleanse. So good. Okay, so we've got Jaya. I'll just call you Jaya. Jay Jaya. Jay Jaya him. Okay, we'll call you Jay. How about JJ? Okay. Best way to start healing long-time ulcerative colitis. So what is an itis? Itis is inflammation, okay? the colitis, inflammation in the colon. I don't even think I'm allowed to say inflammation, but I'm going to just call it acidosis. Okay, acids burn; they cause inflammation. So, anyways, here's what I would do. I would want to remove acids out of my body, right? Especially in the GI tract. Okay, and so how do you do that? See, this is why it's so good to repeat this stuff, because we've got to get the kidneys filtering so the acids have a place to leave, right? They got to go out. The lymphatic system, you got lymph in every cell. There's a lot of lymph in those bowel walls, okay? In the bowel tissues. That's what becomes acidic, right? Is the lymphatic system becomes acidic, and that's what causes the acids, lymphatic system to slow down and to stagnate, and then that gets so hot it starts to burn those tissues, okay? And that causes the pain, the so-called inflammation, and the eventual deterioration of those tissues. And then if the cells start to deteriorate to a point, they start to mutate, and we know what that's called, okay? And this is rampant throughout our society. So you've got to alkalize, get the kidney door open, get the skin filtering, get it sweating, the dry skin brushing, get the bowels moving. Use the GI broom, use the stomach and bowel formulas, get on a high fruit diet, of course, get all the glands working, move the lymph, get the fungus out, get the sulfur out, clean up the liver in the beginning. There's the usual, okay? And then, the enemas and the colonics and all that to just keep moving these acids and toxins out. And guess what? You'll reach a point where, these acids start to leave the body and leave these areas that are being, tormented. And then you start to heal. The body always wants to regenerate, but it can't regenerate if the lymph system's all stagnant and you're all acidic and being burned. So that's it. Get the flow back. Get nature's rivers flowing again, and watch what happens. You start to do that. Now, what happens is as you detox, you might start stirring up the acids, uncovering acid buildups, and then you're going to have pain, and you might think you're going in the wrong direction. So that's where the slippery elm tea or the marshmallow root tea really comes in handy. And I believe Dr. Morse's stomach tea has got a lot of soothing herbs in it too. So you want to soothe as you cleanse that, because it can be quite painful. So I hope that helps you. Okay? Keep me posted. Let us know how that works out. So yeah. Okay, so CCB question. I heard saunas can work. Oops, hold on here. I think I got to hit a down arrow, which can cause me to skip over everybody. All right, hold on one second here. I skipped over a bunch of people. My apologies here. Okay. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, so CCB question. I heard saunas can work like acid on acid if you're not ready yet. How do you know when it's the right time to use a sauna? I've never heard that acid on acid. Look, you're sweating, you're moving lymph. I don't know what acids you'd be talking about. Don't know. Maybe more explanation on that. AJ, I gave my first talk at Arnold's Way Raw Vegan Cafe with Vegan Renegade. 40 people. I was nervous. Hey, congratulations, you guys. Awesome. Where is Arnold's Way Vegan Cafe? I want to go. Good for you. Thanks for spreading the word. Awesome. Okay, CCB question. Are you supposed to see brown gallbladder influence on your stools, and to what degree? Also, how do you know if you have undigested food in the stools? Look at those stools. You'll see the undigested food in there. And brown gallbladder influence on your stools, and to what degree? I'm not sure about that. We always do a liver gallbladder flush, for, our liver gallbladder herbs for the first month. General Detox gets this stuff cleansing also. So you might see some weird things as you detox, but I've never heard that it's any kind of an issue. CCB question I have: neuropathy in remission. Doctors think it's due to previous B12 and vitamin D lack. My feet have a bulge on each of the outside ankle, around 1 to 2 centimeters, varying in time. Okay, so that's a lot going on here. Neuropathy in remission. So they think it's a B12, vitamin D lack. I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that. It's either, look, it's all about either acids chewing on you or bugs living in you and doing their number. So it's really about that, in my view. Not vitamin, and I don't take any vitamins, any of that stuff myself. You get plenty of nutrition with these live living foods. I mean, super nutrition. And hopefully you're getting some sun too, okay? But the bulge could, what is it, a calcium deposit? Outside ankle. So if it's calcium deposit, it means that you're not moving lymph, and see, the body pulls calcium. It'll pull calcium from the tissues. It'll pull it from the bone, of course. It'll pull it from the skin. It'll pull it from the veins and arteries. It'll pull it from the joints. It'll pull it from the blood. Everywhere. And then it just starts to accumulate. So if it's a calcium deposit, it's a sign you got to move lymph. Okay. Genevieve, LOL, laughing out loud, temple hopper. Me too, Mark. Yeah, I'm getting better though. Sometimes you got to start broad before you narrow it down. But it's given me the ability to notice that a lot of what they're talking about is the same thing. Truth is truth. And it's so great to get the verification of this. And so good. CCB, it seems like stagnant lymph to me. Oh yeah, absolutely. Should I massage them? It's probably it is probably stagnant lymph. I've had them for months. Yeah, you can massage them. You can put, besides getting the lymph moving, through the body, you can massage them with castor oil, things like that. There are things to do. There's called fomentations. The fomentation is just a fancy word for soaking a piece of cloth in some tea, herbal tea, and then putting that on there and letting it soak. And these things can actually go in and break up calcium and things like that. I have formulas for that in this great book that I've shown before, Dr. Christopher's School of Natural Healing. He was really big on these topical things to put on things. So, there are things you can do. There's herbs you can do that want to break these calcium deposits up. And if you email me, I might be able to help you. Okay, CCB. All right, good. So CCB, neuropathy is neuropathic pain in the feet, legs, hands, primarily feet. Yeah. So what is that? Same thing. We just talked about it. You're acidic. That's why the body's robbing the calcium to alkalize. And guess what? Acids burn nerves too, right? They burn everything. And that's very, they're very painful, especially when they're burning on the nerves. So this is, you've got to alkalize. Okay? So, AJ, I'm curious why no one in this community talks about proper sleep. Whoa. Hold on one second. Something just fell. Oh, my table. Jeez. The cat knocked over my table. Okay, I'm going to let that go. All right. Why no one in this community talks about proper sleep? I mean, I understand when you're super cleansed and feel great, you sleep less. But what about when you're unwell? Early nights for me. Okay, so we talk about it. Sleep is tied to the pineal gland. Pineal gland, right next to the pituitary gland. It's a little tiny gland up in the brain, and it produces melatonin that helps you sleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, you probably got lymphatic stagnation up in the head, in the brain area. Okay, so and it's true when you're on high fruit and you're real clean, you don't need a lot of sleep. But I still like 6-7 hours myself. But I'm not. You don't have that lethargy. You're vibrating at a much higher level. So and even if you do miss a few hours, you don't get a lot of sleep. You're not as burned out. So anyway, so look at that. Think about that pineal gland and melatonin. Think about upper circulation herbs and doing a great detox of the bowels so that head drains. Learn how to drain that head. And there are pineal glandulars, pineal formulas to get up there and get that, okay? CCB, sorry for having so many questions. No problem. That's all I had. Hope it's okay. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes people come on and they fire down a lot. It's fine. We had someone from Europe last week do the same. It's all cool. Yeah, get it out there. So yeah, I'm just here to keep you guys on the path. And knowing that you have somebody you can talk to, and just keep you driving this home, okay? We got Genevieve, same here. I'm still getting skinny stage and detoxing. Yeah, it happens. Work on the bowels constantly. Get that plaque out of there, and as you remove the pus and mucus, you get more utilization through the glands, through the adrenal glands. Utilizes 25 minerals plus the sugar. From the fruit and all that. So very, very important that you just keep digging and digging and digging, and keep the calorie count up. Like I said, if you have to, if you're getting really, really too skinny, do some more salads, and you can do some superfood powders. Dr. Morse's number 2 has got a lot of fruit in it, and it's a superfood powder. It'll help you keep the weight on. Okay, but still keep digging into those bowels to get more absorption. Okay. Today for tomorrow, Mark, welcome. I've been on bowel formula for over 2 months, starting third GI broom, taking teas and tinctures. 3 days ago, I noticed swollen lymph node under my jaw. It gets worse in the mornings, no filtering still. All right. So your kidneys are not filtering yet. I don't see that you're on any kidney formulas. I don't see any lymphatic formulas there. And I don't see anything for the adrenal glands or glands. So look at that Fab 4 kit. Look at Dr. Morse's first kits up on his website. And then, of course, Giovanna, my company, you can save money. Just do like one of the kits there. There's a basic 4 kit. There's a sacred 7. These kinds of things to just give you overall herbs so you can get into these areas, so you can get that. Dry fasting, go onto my website, look under dry fasting, short-term dry fasting, just for, overnight for 14, 15 hours, and then once a week, 24 hours, 36 hours can really get those kidneys going. Castor oil packs on there, that's all on my website. You got to get filtration, okay? But get on some herbs for that. Lymph nodes under the jaw. So what happens is that if the kidneys aren't filtering and you're moving lymph by being on high fruit and all that kind of stuff, you can actually back things up. And you start hitting those lymph nodes with too much acids and too much pus and mucus, they start to inflame. So you got to get kidney filtration and get on the herbs for that, okay? So, you can put castor oil packs on those swollen lymph nodes too, okay? But get the kidneys opened up and get on an herbal program, okay? Do the big 6 in the beginning. Kidneys, lymph, glands, GI tract, parasite, antiparasite, and liver. At least for a month, okay? And then you can just go down to the basic 4 there, okay? And stay high fruit. Keep going. Today for tomorrow. And Dr. Morse does have lymph node formulas too if you think they're really in trouble. Take a look at your eyes. If you see a lot of dots on the outside of the iris, those are lymph nodes, okay? You could have a lymphatic rosary. They're all blocked up. So you got to get on those lymph node formulas and clean those up. Today for tomorrow, I tried a couple of dry fast, castor oil and cayenne, do hot yoga. Glandular is not an option, not vegan. What can I do? All right, what can you do? Okay, so I just mentioned those things. Get on some herbs designed to do this. And you've done a couple dry fasts. Okay. All right. So good. Do some kidney massages too. Just keep digging. You'll get there. But get some herbs in you too. Okay. And depending on your blood pressures, it could be an adrenal issue. You may need to do an adrenal glandular to help pop those kidneys open too. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't want to do a glandular. I'm sorry. Some kidney herbs. Okay. PJ, hi Mark. I wanted to ask you about anxiety and depression. I have this empty feeling all the time. I know the answer is detox, but is there anything we can take during a detox to help us feel better in the meantime? In the past, I've used cannabis, CBD oil, psilocybin mushrooms, and they help. What are your thoughts on using these during a detox? I know that there's a lot of research with the psilocybin mushrooms on depression and PTSD and things like that. So it's really exciting with those psychedelics, those plant-based psychedelics. And they're also working with, I know a woman who's working with the, what's the one that the kids do at those concerts, the MDMA, the ecstasy. They're using that too, because I guess it just releases so much serotonin that they, the person with PTSD feels so good they can confront these issues and kind of work through them. So, yeah, I don't know much about that, how to apply that and all that. And I know cannabis has been used a lot to just help people with anxiety. Someone sent me some CBD oil and I tried it, but I didn't notice anything. But I do so many herbs, I just couldn't notice anything doing anything to me. But yeah, we talked about, PJ, we talked about earlier, someone had the depression question. It's really about glands, It's about the anxiety is really tied to the adrenals. Depression's really tied to the parathyroid and the calcium levels. So yeah, thyroid, parathyroid, and adrenals really need to work on those. Check your blood pressures, and really work on those adrenal glands. And then I'm actually doing a parathyroid glandular, you guys, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm using that in conjunction with Giovanna's bone joint parathyroid formula, and Dr. Morse has a bones formula too. Same type of idea. We've got the kelp in there, and the high silica herbs like the horsetail and things like that in there to help. And it is really fantastic what I'm noticing. I'm glad you brought this up because I feel that my moods have come up. I sustain longer. I'm in a better mood longer. I feel stronger. I really do feel stronger. My skin feels stronger. I notice, when I do something like athletic, like surfing and all that my body responds more. I feel tighter and just stronger. Like that exercise has done me. My posture's better. I'm really singing the praises. I'm not even done with the bottle yet. And parathyroid glandular combined with those herbs, those bones herbs, man, fantastic. I think this is. I just notice a lot of positivity coming through. So I think this is really exciting. So make sure you get those adrenals up to 120. Make sure that parathyroid is addressed. Some of the signs that your parathyroid is down is depression. It's also saggy skin. It's also varicose veins, spider veins. If you've had prolapses like hemorrhoids and hernias, if you just look kind of weak, if your hair looks weak, nails are brittle. Things like that are a sign you got parathyroid issues. Low bone density scores. If you've had a lot of fractures, joints. Your joints are just sore. You've had joint issues. Just means you're low on calcium. You're not putting it back. So, if you have a lot of bowel pockets, look at your eyes. If you got a lot of squigglies on that bowel wall, you can see my videos on how to look for that. These are all parathyroid issues and. Just absolutely fantastic what I've seen in the last 3 weeks. So I'm really singing the praises of it. Really, really like it. So detoxification, balance out the glands, get the head cleaned out. There's effects on that. Get, with depression, look, I do not watch the 11 o'clock news. I don't even have a TV anymore other than I have Netflix and Amazon Prime. But I don't watch TV. It's too negative, and especially I remember that 11 o'clock news. I used to call it the body count. And talk about putting you into a funk just before you go to sleep and setting yourself up for just bad dreams and things like that. You want to be really, really positive before you go to bed. And you want to stay in the most positive frame of mind you can, all the time. And not buy into this negativity that rules this world, that divides this world. You want to stay in the light, and balance those glands out, those chakras. Cleanse the pus and mucus out of the entire body. Let the natural state be, and get off the neurotoxic foods too. These things. There's so many neurotoxins that can really mess with you. And of course, we know those pharmaceuticals, those actual antidepressants they really mind warp you. A lot of these shooters, that blow up all these people, and all this are on these antidepressants, believe it or not. Go figure. All right. Stay in the light and cleanse the body so more light comes in. You are a light being. The more you cleanse, you squeegee that mirror. That glass gets squeegeed real nice and clean. Cleaner the better, okay? And there's no limit to it. There's no limit to it. I mean, I just keep going and going and going. And hopefully a year from now, you guys will see me and go, oh man, I seen the change that you've been having, and you too, just stay in the light, stay bright, polish the mirror. All right, so I heard someone say that the mushrooms and all that, they don't really do anything except show you what a jerk you've been. So that's how they get you to come off of addictions. They show you what a jerk you are to be drinking or doing whatever you're doing. So that's how they heal the addictions. So who knows? CCB Mark, I heard that detox will usually make you lose muscle, maybe toxins stored in the muscle, maybe muscle mass, because maybe the body is well, I know the body protects itself with fat and water, so you get kind of puffy, and when you're acidic and blocked up and toxic. And then when your colon is clean, you will absorb the amino acids well enough to gain muscle. Okay, good. I like that theory. All right, so get a little skinny and then build it back up. But build it back up the right way. Build the muscle with the right stuff, not these horrible proteins that are acidic and pus and mucus and inflammation forming. You don't want big, bulky, inflamed muscles. Ugh. And you can't even walk and can't touch your toes, and you can't. That's just not a good thing. Medicine Walker is back. Peace and blessings, Mark James. It is drink your food and chew your juices. Drink your food and chew your juices. Absolutely, that is the saying. Mix that saliva with all those digestive enzymes in there, and it will slow you down so you get a measured amount coming in. So you don't just blast those adrenals with all that sugar it's got to work on. Okay? Because the adrenals are really tied to sugar metabolism. Okay? Ashley Russell Hart. All right, Ashley. Hey, Mark and everyone. Hope it's cooler up there in Canada. Great to see so many like-minded people wanting to take charge of their health. Yep, take your power back. Don't give it away. Mark, are you going to get into another master fast soon? I don't think so, considering pure gum spirits after. Yeah, that's the turpentine. I don't know. I did my 44 days. I did another 10 or 12. And yeah, it's good. Who knows? I might do it, but I would do it on the raw grape juice myself. And but it was good. I got a lot of that black plaque out, man, and I've never been the same. I mean, I eat a lot less now. I did a lot of deep cleaning. It was very, very powerful. And I've never done the turpentine. It's still in my cabinet, you guys. Sorry to say. But I hear a lot of good things. I just been doing so much, that I want to be able to just focus and just see the results of doing a little bit of that. I'll get to it one day, but thank you. Starbright, I'm exhausted. Okay, look at those adrenals. Check those blood pressures. Detox, detox, detox. Get the pus and mucus out of the glands. If the adrenals are full of pus and mucus, a lot of other things are too, guaranteed. Ashley, 40-day master fast just to get the candida out. Yeah, good for you. That will do it. That will do it with the anti-parasite herbs and a lot of that bowel cleanse. Master fast is the strongest bowel cleanse I've ever done. I have never seen mucoid plaque like that outside of the master fast. Almost 6 years, is still really nasty, itchy bleeding rashes on the neck and jaw, pink eyelids from all the acid. Yeah, man. nasty, itchy, bleeding rashes. So you know you're fungal, so that you got to get that candida out. Absolutely. Dig hard, Ashley. Dig hard, but not too hard. But good. Keep us posted how you're doing. But you're going to stir up some toxins. Okay, so get ready. Get ready to ride the ride. But deep cleaning. CCB question, would it likely be a stronger dramatic detox to do a master fast during eating raw for a long time, or more effective and dramatic done without waiting, straight from cooked whole food vegan? Well, the thing is, when you go into something really aggressive like a master fast, which is just grape juice and lemon and some herbs and some enemas and some dry fasting and things, and the psyllium, but when you come in from eating cooked, right, even if it's whole vegan, eating cooked food straight into a master fast, that's a big leap. So, you have to see. It might be better to come in eating just raw, mostly fruit and salads, and then come into that. Because that's quite a leap from cooked. It might hit you too hard. But, like I say, detox is an art. So be careful. AJ, I'm confused when it comes to eating less. I've heard you say that since a master fast, you barely need to eat, but you also say almost have to eat yourself to eat, so you eat enough. You almost have to eat yourself to eat, so you eat enough. Is less better or more? Well, I'm trying to make sense of this. Okay, so what happened is, I did 44 days on that, deep cleansing, got a lot of mucoid plaque, black plaque out of my bowels. That caused my bowels to be more able to absorb more of what I'm putting in my body. Okay, so all that nutrition just doesn't get blown out the back. It actually sits in those bowels and gets absorbed, a lot of it. I'm sure I'm not perfect, but I'm a lot better than I was. So, therefore, my hunger is just not turned on. And so I'm not as hungry. My glands are more cleaned out. The pus and mucus is out of my glands, so I utilize more of the chemistry. All right, so you'll find that you just naturally, you're just not going to want to eat as much. Okay, I used to remember, skipping dinner was like the biggest thing in the world. I mean, I was so hungry by the time 6 o'clock came. I had to have dinner. Right? It's just, God, I just can't. I'm so starved. I got to have my dinner. I haven't had anything since like 1 o'clock, other than some juice and nibbling on some fruit and some things, nothing. I'm not even thinking about it. It's just different. It just resets everything. Okay. So you'll see. Okay. No, I don't force myself to eat at all. I mean, my ideas of food, and I've talked to so many people that say the same thing. When you do a real deep cleanse, right, your ideas of food change completely. When you'll know, because you've reset the body, and you're just a whole new person, and you just absorb so much more and utilize so much more. And plus, you start to, I mean, you may do this raw and all this fruit and these salads, thinking, I'm just going to do this, I'm going to detox, I'll go back. No, you don't want to go back. You can't go back. You won't want to go back. You don't want to go back to that junky, plugged up, lethargic, bloated feeling anymore. You won't want to do that. You will see the light and the glory, and you won't want to go back. You can't go back. Maksudi. All right, Maksudi's back. Good morning. Where are you coming in from, Maksudi? So somewhere far away. Do you think it is matter when you go to sleep, as long as you sleep between 8 and 10 hours? What's your thought on a humidifier and salt lamps? Okay, so these are 3 questions. So, I love to go to sleep around 10:30 at night. That's when it feels the best for me. Okay? That's when I feel like I'm not going to bed too early, where I'm not going to really go to sleep and kind of toss and turn. 10:30 is really perfect for me. And then I like to wake up around 5 o'clock, 4:45, between 4:45 and 5:30, let's say. That's my perfect waking time, because I feel like I've slept enough, and that I get to do some really good work in the morning before my day really begins, before all the noise starts up and all that. So I think that, you know, for me, I used to work in the film business, and I used to hate night shoots because the hours between 2 a.m. and let's say 5 a.m. in the morning were just the most horrible hours. No matter what, even if I tried to sleep during the day, I just never felt like I was awake. They were just horrific. I mean, I was just in a funk, and I was worthless, really, truly. I had to do things I just could do on autopilot. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't use a humidifier. I live, you know, a block from the beach, so it's very, very moist here. And I have a lot of salt in the air here, so I don't use a salt lamp. I did have a salt lamp here, though. I think it's in storage, but I think they're neat. Yeah, great. Not sure about detoxification, but I think they're neat, and I guess they ionize the air, so why not? Simon, hi Mark, what do you think about hydrogen peroxide? I know a lot of people are doing the 35% and all that kind of stuff. Not my thing. I just do it more simple than that. You know, fruit and herbs and a few tricks. You know, look at these things are. If we don't address the lymphatic system, we're going to get nowhere. And this has been proven over and over again. So, yeah, I know it's supposed to you know, the oxygen, there's a lot of anaerobic microbes that do damage. I'm not a microbe guy, you know, it's not my thing. It's all about moving that lymph so the critters that live inside of us will be dealt with in the proper way. So, yeah, not my thing. Okay. Medicine Walker, what are your thoughts on activated zeolite as the champion of cleansing out heavy metals? Yeah, I hear the zeolites are really good at attracting and getting rid of those. You know, and the charcoals, of course, really good at that. And, you know, the cilantros and you know, a lot of those really, really dark ones, the parsleys and things like that are good. I have used some zeolites. Yeah. Yeah, I would do my research on them a lot before doing that, but the charcoals and the cilantros and things are good. Dr. Morse has a chem metal detox. I'm not sure if he's using zeolites in there or not, but let me know how they're working for you, okay? Medicine Walker, or do you find it's best to trap and eliminate heavy metals out of the body, or what do you find is best to trap? Yeah, I just kind of said, yeah, I go the more herbal route. And the more, you know, the clays and charcoal route, but moving lymph. Okay, that's the best way. But so those things will actually attract them as long as they're not inflammatory to the body, and as long as they're in a natural state. As long as that, like, I'm not sure about the zeolites if that's been extracted from something and it's just like this alterated, manipulated chemical thing, you know. As long as it's in a pure state, a holistic, natural state. You know, this is all about putting faith back in the Creator, that they got it right. He, they, whatever, it, the force, whatever, got it right, which obviously they did in a lot of ways. So it's usually our manufactured things that you know, the things that we make that mess us up, not what was created. So that's my feeling on that. So good. I just skipped everybody again. Oh boy. Okay, so Mark Martin, my kidneys are filtering. I'm on juice, enemas, saunas. I'm getting slimy, thick mucus out, but pressure is going up and down, but I won't be eating for a while. Okay, so kidneys are filtering. Excellent. You're on juice, excellent. You're doing enemas, excellent. You're doing saunas, excellent. Okay, so you got the three main areas of elimination up: the kidneys, you got the skin, and you've got the bowels. So excellent. I'm getting slimy, thick mucus out. Excellent. You're moving lymph. You're moving lymph. This is great. Pressure going up and down. Blood pressure. The blood pressure is going up and down. You know, I don't know what you mean there, but if it's swinging, what we call swinging blood pressure, that's cerebellum. It's in the back of the head. Sometimes it will do that as you're moving lymph up in the head. Okay? Won't be eating for a while. Wow. Okay, so you're going to do a little dry fasting. All right. You're hitting it hard, man. Good for you, Mark. AJ, After being in and out of raw for 2 months, I'm committed to 100% raw yesterday. Congratulations today. I'm starting the Fab 4. Kidneys, lymph, glands, and bowels. Excellent. I'm going to do weekly updates on my YouTube channel. Thanks for everything, Mark, and good night. AJ, let us know your YouTube channel. We'll bring you some people, some eyeballs over to you, okay? We want to see what you're doing. Check in with us next week, too, how you're doing. We got Annette. Hi. I passed a large rope-like chunk of long, beige, fibrous, hair-like matter all tangled together during a raw food cleanse. Do you know what this could be? It sounds like a worm bundle, believe it or not. Sounds like a bundle of worms. Ay. Good for you. Newly conscious. Oh, she says thank you. Thank you, Annette, for sharing that. Congratulations. Man. Woo. Good for you. Newly conscious. How long should someone be doing a sea salt flush for the first time? I don't do sea salt flushes. I know that Benjamin Franklin used to do that. I used to walk down to the ocean when he was sick and just drink seawater, and it'll flush you out. So don't do those. Medicine Walker, talk about polyphenols and what's the greatest source. Man, I don't know, man. I used to know what that meant. Let me know, okay? Polyphenols. Sounds like I should know that. So educate me, please. If that's an antioxidant, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say fruit. Best antioxidant food there is. All that resveratrol in those grapes too, in those berries. Wow. Annette, I have a lot of digestion issues and chronic bowels, and I'm super thin, hard time putting on weight, if that helps. Okay, digestion issues. Digestion issues. What is the main digestive organ of the body? Who knows? Who knows? If you said pancreas, you'd be right. So I always go to the pancreas on that because there's a lot of enzymes in there, right? A lot of stuff going on in that pancreas. All right? And then chronic bowels. Okay, so chronic bowels is you're going to have a lot of digestive issues there too. Okay, so you're super thin. What does that tell us? It tells us that those bowels are blocked. You're not absorbing. So you have the whole GI tract. It really needs a lot of work. But we don't just work on one area, right? We go for it all. Super thin, hard time putting on weight, if that helps. Yeah. So detox. Get the channels of elimination open. Really concentrate on those bowels. Big time. But you got to get the kidneys filtering. You got to get the adrenals up or the kidneys won't filter. You've got to get the glands up, right? They control everything, and you've got to clean that GI tract. There you go. I would get on some anti-parasite herbs to get the sulfur, the candida out of there. Okay, and work on the liver too. Okay, healthy herbalist. I like the name. What is your opinion on ionic foot bath detox? Dr. Morse and Marcy talked about it briefly in a video. You know, it's probably pretty good. I've seen that water turn really funky colors and all that. You know, I like to. I'm gonna try one actually. But you know, it doesn't. You know, these things can help, but they don't take away from the need to move lymph. Okay. So if you have acidic feet, you know, if you got the pain in the feet, and you've got the calcifications, and you've got the edemas, and you've got the, you know, even I'll tell you a story too, and I should really work on this. I've been a skier since I was 15 years old, and I used to wear Lang ski boots. If anybody's a skier, they used to call them Lang bangers. They were the worst. They're the greatest ski boots, but they're the worst ski boots. They were really, really stiff and hard. You know, and when I used to ski race, you needed that, you know, but they were just really hard on the feet. And I thought I have a toe that it's the third toe, it's the middle toe, we'll call it the middle toe, and it's hooked. And I thought it was from those darn Lang ski boots because I bought them small just to get a really tight fit. And I thought it was from that, and but I've come to realize that I'm going to take responsibility for that hooked toe, and I'm going to call it acidosis. And I'm going to call it because, you know, even if I had those tight ski boots, you know, that shouldn't have happened. And it's acidosis. That toe that had a lymphatic stagnation in there, and it became acidic, and it started robbing calcium from the joints and everything. That toe is arthritic, is basically what it is. That's what I believe. So I'm going to go after that. So I'm going to work extra hard on my next detox. I'm going to detox the whole body, and then I'm going to really work hard. I'm going to rub castor oil in those joints in there. I'm going to stimulate. I'm going to dry skin brush in that area, massage in that area. I'm going to do the cayenne and all that too. And I'm going to go into my book, and I'm going to get stuff that a formula and do a fomentation, a fancy word for a piece of cloth soaked in tea. And I'm gonna calcium dissolve all that, and I'm gonna fix that. And I'm gonna let you guys know about that, okay? So I'm gonna take responsibility for that, okay? There we go. How'd I get off onto that? Ionic foot bath. I'm gonna do an ionic foot bath too, just to pull crap out, okay? There we go. So hi, Lynn says, hi Mark, how do you heal a fatty liver? Well, you got to detox. It's all about detoxification, right? So, getting on the high fruit, getting off of all those fatty foods, all that kind of junk is going to help. It's just stagnation, right? The liver wants to be healthy. The liver wants to return to its pure self. It just can't. It's just blocked. There's lymphatic stagnation in there. So, specifically on a fatty liver, all I know is I would get on a high fruit diet, raw diet. I would get all the channels of elimination open. I would detox, liver, gallbladder, herbs. Whether you do a liver flush or not, I would look into that with the fatty liver. But you know my answer. Remove the stagnations. These glands and these organs return to their natural state. Just got to remove the blockages. And that's that. Now the fat could be the liver trying to protect itself. Fats are a great protector from acidosis. So the liver could be acidic. Stagnation of the lymphatic system causes acidosis, which causes the body to try to respond to that through inflammation. Through bufferings, using fat, using cholesterol. Cholesterol is a fantastic antacid, you guys. The body uses it to buffer acids. So when you start moving acids out of the body, it doesn't have to make as much cholesterol for these kinds of things, okay? So that's that. Easy money central. All right, best way to lower high blood pressure, get the kidneys filtering. Get the kidneys filtering, remove the acids out of the body. Again, the body doesn't have to make cholesterol to fight acids, right? You don't get the plaquing in the arteries. You don't get the plaquing inside the kidneys and that whole system there, which causes the blood pressure to raise. Yeah, so it's just all about getting those acids out, getting that alkaline balance back. It's so simple, right? And now you've listened to this over and over, and there's 4 main channels of three main kidneys to get acids out of the lymphatic system. The filtration of the lymphatic system out the kidney door, the bowels, the GI tract, major air elimination, I don't have to tell you that, and the skin, the third kidney, and the breath. Now that's it. Detox, alkalize. Don't put acid-forming foods in, pus-forming foods, mucus-forming foods that block you. And then, so herbs to help with that high blood pressure. But if you got real high blood pressure, work with a cardiologist. You're playing with fire. All right, Sherry. What's the difference between the thyroid and the parathyroid? Well, okay, so the thyroid controls metabolism. It controls the body temperatures, and to some extent, it also helps with the calcium utilization. But the parathyroid is really where the calcium utilization is, and we need calcium in the body at the right levels, or the structure of the body starts to weaken. The bones start to weaken. The skin gets saggy. The veins and the arteries start to break down and become all varicose and spidery, and depression we talked about, and the bowels lose their shape. The organs lose their shape. They start sagging. You get the hemorrhoids and the hernias and all that. So we need that parathyroid to be up and alive. And I was talking, I don't know if you came on late, Sherry, but this parathyroid glandular is a godsend. Fantastic. I'm going to do a couple bottles, so I'm going to finish up this bottle and get another bottle and just keep going with this. It's just really, really great. And in so many ways. Lynn, also, what do you recommend for healing a prolapse uterus and bladder due to forceps during, well, childbirth probably? So again, prolapses and prolapse bladders, so that's calcium, you know. Now, this is an issue, Lynn. I don't know when you had your child, but, you know, so you might be blaming the forceps. Now, I don't know everything about what happened, during childbirth. I don't know everything that happened, but this could be an example. I just want you to think about this. And it could mean that during childbirth that, you know, the babies take a lot of calcium. We know that. You got to be able to put it back. So the fact that you have a prolapse uterus and prolapse bladder after childbirth and didn't have it before, you know, pregnancy and childbirth tells me that maybe you got to put a lot of calcium back in the body by getting that parathyroid up. Okay, so this is something to look at. Do you have hemorrhoids? Do you have, well, we already have a couple signs of it, you know, any postpartum depression, things like that. So maybe it's just a good idea just to detoxify the body and work on that parathyroid and look into a parathyroid glandular and a bones formula on top of that. And, you know, I don't think it can hurt, right? And it sure sounds like you've got some things going on there that would point to that. Okay? Let me know what you think about that, Lynn. CCB, I'm thinking that if you eat, for example, only bananas on raw food only, your body might get used to it, but not detox a lot because it's bananas. And then if you do a deep detox, it might be less. Well, bananas aren't detoxifying, but they're not alkalized. I mean, they're not acidic either. So they're not the worst choice. They're a pretty complete food, actually, but they're not detoxifying. But it's certainly a lot better bridge than going from cooked South American diet jumping into a master fast or something like that. So it might be a good bridge for some people. Might be less effective than if you just jumped into a deep detox right away. Well, I don't think the initial jumping in tells you if you're going to have a deep detox or not. I'm all for people just coming in slow and just ramping up to the level they can ramp up to. Okay, getting to the level that their body lets them to, but not hitting it so hard they go over that, and then they kick up such a healing crisis they don't want to do this again, and then we've lost them. Now they're back in the world of supplements and all these crazy things, and paleo diets and just all this crazy junk. We don't want to lose them. We want to keep them in the game. So slow, ramp on in. Find out where your body's at. That's always going to change too. You know you might come in and you can only do 50% fruit and 50% salads, but that'll raise up as you get cleaner and cleaner. Stay in the game, right? CCB, seawater is nature's enema. Why not do it? Well, drinking seawater, you know, that's just a weird chemistry. Not something I do. Seawater enema, okay, all right. Maybe a little salt in some distilled water, filtered, you know, good filtered water. Yeah, I guess as long as you're, you know, I mean, find out then. I guess there's a certain salt balance in the blood and all that kind of stuff. If it's neutral, okay, yeah, why not do it? Well, you look it up. Look it up on the enemas. You know, a lot of people do. So I've done a little bit of saltwater enema. I don't do it anymore. I just do lemon. In there. But yeah, I'd look into that. Okay. Healthy herbalists, like others, I'm working on draining the head. Yeah, good. I've been doing Rolfing massage. That's where they really dig in deep. I love it. Spinal alignment. Yep. Okay. Great success breaking loose shoulders. Yeah, I had a frozen shoulder, and that's the only thing that broke it was some Rolfing. Just really, really deep massage from this Chinese guy at the mall. I picked the strongest guy I could. He got in there so deep. It was a Rolfing for sure. Great success breaking loose shoulders and neck curve, pushing things back, and the lymph is flowing. Yeah. When you have a lot of tightness in the neck and the shoulders, I highly recommend massage to get in there. I had it a couple weeks ago, and I got a spinal alignment at the chiropractor, and I got a massage, and I could feel. I told the chiropractor, that when she did the neck adjustment, I hate those things, but she did it. I felt the warmth going to my hands. She says, I hear that a lot. It's just the circulation is returned. And it's just fresh stuff coming in. It was great. So good, excellent. Yeah, you're doing a good thing. But also, if you have all these issues, detox, calcium, right? Watch that parathyroid too, and get the lymph moving, get it alkalized, get those acids out of there. And the neck curve. Yeah, this is where castor oil packs come in handy too, to get in locally and help soothe that kind of stuff and alkalize that kind of stuff deeply. And I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna post an herbal formula that will help to put those fomentations, that soaked cloth, on these kinds of things to help dissolve calcium. I'm gonna post that on my website for everybody to see. Okay. I'm going to have a formula and teach you guys about fomentations, because this is really important for these joint and bone issues, okay? Newly conscious, all right, me too. What can I do naturally for chronic sinus infections? Guess what I'm going to say? I'm going to say get off of the dairy, big time. Dairy. And I'm also going to say detox, especially the head. Clean up the bowels too, because the head won't drain. The sinuses won't drain if those bowels are toxic. But learn about detox, move the lymph, and get off of the dairy. Get off of mucus-forming foods. Get on a mucus-free diet. Okay? We got unique Keone. What can I do with people who believe that fruit sugar causes diabetes too? Well, educate them. Educate yourself to the point where you can talk about it. Okay, have them go to MarkJamesGordon.com, have them type in Harvard Medical fruit, okay? It'll show you that fruit is actually low in the type of sugars that cause the blood sugar to spike, okay? You need the fruits to cleanse the glands, to turn on the neurologicals, to turn on the kidneys, all that kind of stuff, in order to, I'm not going to call it diabetes, I'm not allowed to, these blood sugar problems, okay? You need that. You need to cleanse the pus and mucus out of the two main glands involved in this, the pancreas and the adrenals, okay? You need it. And look at how low, and I'll use this example again, excuse me again, I repeat myself a lot, but this is so vital. Harvard Medical, an apple, peach, pear, orange, what have you, nice piece of fruit, right? 5 on the glycemic load. Glycemic load is how much it raises your blood sugar, right? 5. A plain bagel, Sara Lee frozen plain bagel, they're small too, 25. 5 times more sugar in that bagel, in that plain white bagel, than in that fruit, okay? 5 times more, 500% more. All right, so show them that study, all right, and that will help them, okay? So that's a great way to get them introduced, okay? Scarlet Mountain Velvet, love it, welcome. On the top of the toe, I have a bunion. Reckon acidosis may be the causal factor, as you were saying. Any ideas? Yeah, I talked about that. What I'm going to do. I'm going to detox overall. I'm going to massage the castor oil, the cayenne, and I'm going to have a fomentation. I'm going to give you guys an herbal formula for that. I'm not sure if a bunion. I think a bunion is a calcium deposit as well. So yeah, this dissolver formula I'm going to give you guys is going to help you. Okay. And just move the lymph. Get the feet up over the head so you can massage things back towards the kidneys to help that flow. And look at that ionic foot bath. Sure, why not? Okay, and there's herbal foot baths you can do too. I'll get formulas on this. Okay, I'll have it posted. So that's it. Overall detox, local stuff. Okay, and so good. We want to dissolve those calciums deposits. Okay, Bonnie. Watson, what causes high calcium in your blood? What causes high calcium in your blood? That could be a hyperactive parathyroid, my first guess. Hyperactive parathyroid. The glands can go hypo or hyper. Hypo, they're slow. Hyper, they're fast. But hyper always goes back to hypo. In other words, if it's a fast gland, it's still a sick gland. It's still full of pus and mucus, needs to be cleansed. I use the example again, too. You had a toy as a kid, and when the battery started to go, before it got real sluggish, it would have this like burst of energy, right? And then finally go sluggish and then die out. Same thing with the glands. So that's probably that'd be my first guess. Okay, hyper one. Okay, or thinking about it too. If you're acidic overall, your body is pulling calcium in order to alkalize. So it's using a lot more calcium to fight acids because your adrenals aren't strong enough to fight it, and you're taking in too much acidic foods. So it's an acidosis problem too, come to think of it. All right? Makes sense, right? So get on a acid, mucus-free diet and get everything flowing. Get the acids out. We got Guz, Amato. Hi, Mark. Are grains acidic? Yes. And mucus forming? Yes. If so, why? Because they're not natural to the body. They're not the food we're supposed to put in the body. The body looks at it as a foreign invader and attacks it. It's pretty much that simple. And then when you take it, there's called acid ash. I guess they burn it down. They heat it and burn it down. And whatever that ash is, if it's measured alkaline, it's an alkaline food. If it's measured acidic, it's an acidic food. There's something to do with that too, but it's an acid ash food. Pretty simple. Unique, they are. I don't know what that means, unique. That's way back there, unless it's right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what that means. William Allen, brands of water that are high in alkaline. Well, I can't give you a brand, but the best water you can get is from raw fruits and vegetables because it's in the right structure, okay? And, Dr. Morse likes just a good mineral spring water. That's what he likes. He claims that the minerals help alkalize it. I think he's drinking Poland Springs or one of those. They're all by Nestle. All these waters are Nestle waters. But he likes a mineralized spring water, natural mineral spring water. That's what he likes. Okay, I'm not a big water guy. I mean, I live in a pretty cool climate, and I just get a lot of mine from the fruit and the juices and the teas, and I just use filtered water. But I do like a good San Pellegrino and things like that myself. I sometimes like the sparkling ones too, really good. Yeah, okay. Because it's not recognized as real food by the body. I think that's the answer that I gave, yeah. Mark Martin, yeah, when I'm lying down, my pressure is good, like 120/70, but when I'm sitting up, it's 135/85. Yeah, so that's high blood pressure. So, of course, you got to work on those kidneys to get that door open, get the body alkalized. So this pus and mucus starts coming out. Get the kidney door open. Get the bowels moving. You got a lot of work to do. You got to open up the channels of elimination and get this pus and mucus out of the body. It just blocks you up. I am the one. Watermelons have the best water. Oh man, you're right. So good, so good. Jessica, but what about a nice ripe orange? Oh man, just that juice. Oof, man. And grapes too. Fantastic. Jessica, opinion on consuming 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, someone else asked that. I don't use it. Not my thing. I'm more into just, doing what we're doing. I've read a lot of websites that it helps reversing diseases such as cancer, diabetes, AIDS, etc. Yeah, I've heard that too. Nothing better than learning about the lymphatic system and moving that lymphatic system and getting on the proper chemistry. These things. I know that the cancer won't live in an oxygenized environment, and not sure how that food grade stuff does that. But the body will kick it out if it can get to it. If the lymph is flowing, it will bring its defenses, its army, and knock this crap out of you right away, and you get the acids out of your body, and it doesn't attack the cells. So how, unless this food grade stuff it alkalizes the lymphatic system, maybe it does. I don't know, but the way we do it is through getting on the proper diet and getting everything opened and moving, and then that stuff just naturally will heal itself. Okay, Jessica M, there's YouTube channels of people claiming it works. Yeah, there's YouTube channels of claiming everything, really, and some things do work on some people, but this is basic stuff. This is basic house cleaning. And, if this stuff isn't damaging and you start moving lymph, it's going to be able to get to those areas a lot easier too. So do your research. A lot of these topical things are good, but they don't do any good unless it's able to get to where it needs to go, right? And unless the natural immunity is turned on in the body. Okay, and if you're in an acid environment, if the body's acidic deep down, you're just not going to have much progress with anything, really. You're just all gummed up. The functions of the body just don't work. The whole immune system is down. Your lymph nodes are all swollen, full of pus and mucus. Your lymph system is stagnant. It's full of pus and mucus and acids and critters and all kinds of garbage. So, anyways, okay. So Gazamato, which fruit should we break our fast with? Well, it depends on the fat. Oh, besides watermelon. Well, it depends on how you're fasting. The idea really in a nutshell is to come down. Okay, so if let's say you're fasted for, I don't go longer on a dry fast than 36 hours myself. And the way I break it is with the fastest cars, first, as Steve Factor said, the fastest cars. Okay, the fastest cars would be the juices. So I would break it with the juices, all right? And then I would work my way into the solid fruits, and then into the green juices and the salads. So that's you kind of ramp down. Okay, that's how I do it. I know that Gino on the Master Fast, when he breaks a long fast, a long dry fast, they're doing 3, 5, 10 day. I mean, they're crazy over there. But a 3 to 5 day fast is nothing. They break it with a champagne, with a little apple cider vinegar and some baking soda and things. So go over to Master Fast System and see how they break theirs. But I just ramp down from fruit juice and on down. That seems to work for me. So CCB, why did you stop doing saltwater enemas, may I ask? I don't know. I didn't really do too many of them. I just keep it simple with the lemon and the water. And I could get better at enemas actually, and play around with more herbs and things like that for sure. Yeah. So I'm just doing it simple, really. It's just, when I just use them basically when I start, if I'm detoxing too much and I start to feel headachy and body achy and all that, they're a godsend. An enema just, it'll take a headache on top of the head away instantly. It'll just make you feel so much better instantly. Okay. But, I got nothing against it. I haven't really done the research on it. Do your research, how much salt to put in, things like that. But, we have a little bit of saltiness to us. So if you put the right amount, it's probably very neutral for the body. And I think I did read, I have an article on my website, Everything You Want to Know About Enemas, but We're Afraid to Ask. Go look at that. It's probably in there. But I did read that maybe a little salt is good because it helps the water stay in the bowels longer, so the body just doesn't absorb it. So look at that. Everything You Wanted to Know About Enemas, But We're Afraid to Ask. It's a fantastic article. It's really good. And they get into long, where you're holding these enemas in for a half hour, 45 minutes. And they get in there and they really soften up all the impactions that are in us. So, so check that out. Sherry, so helping parathyroid will indirectly help thyroid. Yeah, and vice versa. I took the glandular. Thank you in advance. Okay, good. Yeah, the parathyroid is just nodules sitting on top of the thyroid. They work hand in hand. A lot of times when I see cold hands and feet and a slow metabolism, you can pretty much notice other things happening like the spider veins and all that from a weak parathyroid. Gazamato, apples really help me a lot with bowel movements. Yeah, they are. They're really good for that. There's a certain chemical and it really does help with that. Yeah, I love apples. Healthy herbalist, detoxing over 2 years now. This week I'm back on grapes once a day, then 2 days dry. Wow. Then strong lemon water for 2 days. You're hitting it hard, man. Wow. That introduced a healing crisis. I'm not surprised. You're hitting it really hard. I push through it and have a new strength. Yeah, when you push through these healing episodes, you do come back stronger. Fantastic. Thank you for that inspiration. I'm ready to keep going with grapes and lemons. Wow, you're digging in, man. So good. Simon says Natto V vitamin K2 helps push calcium into the bones. Vitamin K2 helps push calcium into the bones. Okay. Yeah, I don't take any of these isolated supplements or anything. I just let the body push it into the bones. But yeah, just not into all that stuff. Got CCB. Mark is on fire today. All right. Oh man, thanks. Yeah, I'm not able to answer all your questions. I wish I knew it all, man. But sometimes when I get something I don't really understand, I just kind of back engineer it and it all seems to make sense again, yeah. Kind of with the hydrogen peroxide thing. I don't know much about it, but all these things, God, we gotta move lymph, we gotta alkalize, and then the body knows what to do. So CCB, okay, I meant, why did you stop using drink salt water for provoking enema effect? Oh, I never did that. I think I did that once a long time ago. Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah. No, that's not something. That's just way out of balance with nature. Let's see. Lucian, water with lemon is okay for breaking the fast. I would think it depends on the fast, but I think that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. Yeah. And then working down from there, because that's a very high level. That's about as close to fast as you're going to get, right? Simon, sorry, I don't think drinking salt water is good for your brain, CBB. Yeah, do your homework on that, CCB. I didn't feel too good after I did that for sure. Yeah, some of these radical things we don't need to really do, you guys. I think that, I don't know, the more I do this, the more I get into this and think about it and actually experience it through you guys. I just don't think we have to really go hard on the body. It's just not about that. It's really, if we get back in alignment with things, and make a good shift, but do it with finesse and style. We don't need to hack into this. And you're not, the bravest guy is not the guy. And there's a great movie on Netflix. I'm glad you gues brought this up because I just love this movie. It's called The Free Man. And it's about these guys that they set up these high lines. I think they call them high lines, where they're like tight ropes. It's like a band that they stretch. I've seen them do it up here between the palm trees, but they're doing it, thousands of feet above the ground, up in the Alps and all. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And there's a guy who was a world champion skier that wanted to do it. And they show his progress and how he started out. This guy's an amazing athlete, but he started out real slow and methodical. And, started only a few inches above the ground, and he didn't let his ego get a hold of him. And he just worked it. And he was, really having a hard time in the beginning. His legs were shaking. They had to hold him and all that. And he just kept working and moving that up to the point where he was, just doing it, very high up there in the Alps and all that. They were even doing this between balloons, thousands of feet above the ground. I mean, amazing what they're able to do. But he just methodically approached it. And I think that's how we do it too, We just, to keep a state of grace about you as you do this, I think is my preaching right now. We don't need to, just don't hurt yourself. Don't go too strong, and just follow the body in. Ramp on in and ramp back out. If there's anything I can say on that, it does take finesse. It does take a little bit of style, a little bit of, judgment. We want you in for the long haul. We want you all to be teachers. We want you all to experience the glory of this and the power of this and the truth of this and be able to be an example and teach everybody. You guys are showing up here for a reason, for your own healing, and from your own healing, you get the truth of this. The truth is shown you in real time. You're exposed to the truth. The only way to really know truth is to experience truth. When you experience truth, you know it. That's why I can teach it with conviction, because I know it for myself and I've seen it with others. Otherwise if you don't know it yourself, you're just nothing. You're just pushing something you don't really know, and it won't resonate. So that's it. So anyways, so you guys are in for the long haul, and you'll be a teacher whether you know it or not, because people are watching you. Believe me, they think you're a kook now maybe, but they're watching to see if this stuff is really real, because they know deep down inside it is. They really know it. The truth is always known deeply within us. Okay. All right. So, Susie says, always great info, Mark. Thanks so much. Thanks, Susie. Thanks for always showing up and being here, and just your support is just always welcome. Thank you so much. We have to New York. How do you deal with constipation when dry fasting? Well, you don't do enemas or anything when you're dry fasting. Just keep all that out. When you're done dry fasting, I like to do an enema before I dry fast and an enema after I dry fast. Okay, immediately after. So yeah. So Annette, yes, thank you, Mark. You bet, Annette. Good luck. Keep us posted, okay? I want to hear what happens with you. We got Douglas of Avalon. All right. I hope that's Avalon, Catalina. Calcium is not pushed into the bones, actually. There is an ionic attraction that occurs that is more like calcium being sucked into any bone that is in need. Yeah, see, there's the invisible, beautiful forces at work right there. Nature's design. We just get out of the way and let it handle it, We don't need to be so like, oh, well, we have this fancy chemical that actually does this. Well, you might be throwing something else out of balance with that. So nature is so amazing. We all know that. We all know that. CCB, thank you. It's gnarly, but I guess it's common in detox. Thanks for the feedback on the salt water. You bet. Yeah, and thanks for everybody chiming in on that. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Great analogy. Go easy. Noted. Yeah. Jeannie, Stanley Burroughs in his book wrote about drinking salt water dissolved in warm water first thing in the morning, that it causes you to go to the bathroom. I would not think it is beneficial, a beneficial thing to do too often. Me too. Yes. CCB, great points. Good focus. Excellent. Yeah. We're all good tonight. This is good. We got Lynn. How long should or could one stay on a parathyroid glandular? I just read something. I was always under the impression you just do 1, 2, 3 bottles and then give it a rest. And then if you need more, a few months later, try again. But I was reading something where people, they do 6 months a year on these things, sometimes. So. I'm not even a month on this. I just feel it. Absolutely fantastic. But I would, detox Lynn and also, piggyback that with the bones, some kind of a bones, the bones formula from Dr. Morse, or the bones joint and parathyroid boost from Giovanna. And piggyback those two together, the parathyroid and those herbs. And I hope you feel what I'm feeling, and see the strength of the tissues come back, and all that. So I would just try a couple bottles and start slow with these things too. just start with maybe one of these little capsules, 1 or 2 times a day. I know the recommended thing on the bottle was two caps, pills, 2 pills 3 times a day. So, but I started out slow and ramped on in again. So that's just me. But good. All right. So, Cheyenne, which brands of glandulars do you recommend? I don't see it on Dr. Morse or your website. So Dr. Morse doesn't have on the website. He wants you to go through a counselor like myself, because we like to look at everything on in the body to see what's going on before we recommend the glandulars. So you have to go through a health counselor to get the glandulars. But if you want to do your own research and all that, I know that on Amazon they have some, Amazon.com, and you can just Google glandulars like Pure Formulas. You might be able to get them off of there. But do your research, do your homework on that, okay? But Dr. Morse likes it to go through a counselor before specifically recommending anything. All right. Okay. All right. So anyways, I'm going to call it a night. That's 2 hours exactly. Fantastic. Great group. I'm surprised that we got a bunch of people showing up here, even though this great baseball game is on. So who knows the score? Text me the score or chat the score here. There's a guy with that big long red beard that just, man, he doesn't look like he could do any, he hits it out of the park. He looks like he's just like a woodsman or something. Jason or Justin something, Taylor, I don't know. I'm not a baseball fan anymore. I lost my Dodger spirit, a long time ago. They had a big slump and I kind of lost it, but anyways, it's good to watch during the World Series. All right, so there you go. We'll see you guys next week. Keep up the good work, and here we go. Last question: Do you know anywhere to get herbs in Canada? We can ship you to Canada. JavanaDetox.com. I ship up there all the time. JavanaDetox.com, and Dr. Morse ships up there too. Simon Scott, thank you so much for the help. You bet. CCB. Thank you for everything, Mark. Hope it's not too stressful. Take care. Not stressful for me at all. I actually enjoy these things. I used to get stressed out. The camera used to freak me out. Now I'm just second nature. I don't even do any homework before. I just come on and talk. Thanks for everything, Mark, says Ashley. Thank you, Ashley, for showing up. You're awesome. You're awesome too. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Ashley, for that good energy. I felt it. Cheyenne, thank you, Mark. You are the best. Thanks, Cheyenne. Appreciate that. CCBs, got a bunch of flowers. Okay, good. All right. Good night, everybody. And go Dodgers. Okay, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you.